Oh yeah, it's the weekend, and you know what that means. It's time for Pixels and Bits on the Overshield.com with your hosts, Corey, Manny, and Tommy. And now, broadcasting from planet Earth, it's time for Pixels and Bits. Welcome to Pixels and Bits on the Overshield.com. My name is Corey. Hi, welcome to episode 94 of your favorite weekly gaming podcast on YouTube.com on the Overshield channel. My name is Corey. I'm your host as always, and I'm joined by my co-host Tommy. Say hi, Tommy.
Hello, Internet.
Yes, we're back. Sorry we weren't, here for you guys last week. If you guys were sobbing in the corner over it, we're sorry. We're sorry. We can't afford the counseling for you, but we're sorry. Anyways, Tommy, how was April Fool's for you?
It was boring.
Really?
Well, I worked. That's it.
I worked all day, and then I was like, okay, I want to go play a game of soccer. And we were getting like scattered showers throughout the day, so we'll get like these little like 2 to 5 minute rain showers, and they would stop, and then an hour later we get another 2 to 5 minute rain shower. And the big, like, soccer group that I'm a part of, everybody's like, yeah, let's all go out and play. And I go out to the field, nobody's there. We have a giant field that's like the size of 3 football fields, and nobody was there. Not a single person. And apparently I found out that soccer is now baseball. And that if there's any weather whatsoever, fuck it, we're not playing.
Alright. Well, alright. Yeah, for me, I was just tired after work. So I had like a morning shift, and then it's like, I don't know. Usually I do April Fool's jokes, and I got a good April Fool's joke story to tell later on. But this year I just like, screw it. I'm just forget it.
Yeah. So heads up for everybody. There won't really be too much of a people doing stupid shit because sadly, it is April Fool's, so it's really hard to sort what is believable and what isn't. So instead, we will be talking about some of our favorite April Fool's jokes that were done yesterday in the gaming industry, or whatever, and the ones that just made us really pissed. It's just like, how dare you toy with our feelings? So, let's jump right into the news desk. Hit the music! Alright. So, for those who don't know, the Doom closed beta is going on right now, and I have been playing it. And it is fucking fantastic.
That's actually really good to hear.
Oh my god, it's everything I wanted. All I was just like, just please let it play like Quake. Just let it play like Quake, and I'll be so happy. And it does. It's no sprinting, all super fast paced, double jumping, no weapon reload, spawning like items and runes and stuff like that randomly spawn all over the place, like old school, not perks and bullshit. I love it. I loved every minute of it. And if you want to get on it, you can. If you go to your local GameStop, because they're handing out free codes for the weekend. Because the only other way to do so is if you pre-ordered and basically bought Wolfenstein 2 years ago and, kept that code around. Like, how many people actually did that?
So this closed beta, it ends this weekend, or?
It ends at Sunday at midnight.
I see. Okay, so I won't play it then.
Tommy.
Sorry, even if I went to get the code, I wouldn't even... I don't think I would have touched it.
Yes, because... How many games have you not touched that you've bought recently?
Pretty much most of them.
Tommy is the collector, folks.
Oh, God.
Tommy is the collector.
I know. Bound to break to my collection pretty soon.
Now, I have some good news for those Manny-esque folks out there who love their anime RPG games. Because Star Ocean 5 gets a release date for North America.
Cool.
Also known as Star Ocean, and I think this is kind of a weird title, Integrity and Faithlessness.
Okay, well sure.
Yeah, it comes out on June 28th for those who are interested. Now, here's the thing. I actually like Star Ocean because I love space, and it's like, oh, let's also combine fantasy RPG elements. And I'm like, that's fucking dope. And then usually involves a bunch of little moe girls.
Of course.
So sometimes it's weird, sometimes it's not. But you know what? I actually played the original Star Ocean on the Sega Master System way back, and I was hooked.
Jeez, that's so old.
Yeah, I know. People are thinking Master System. What's that? It's the one before the Genesis. Yeah. I'm old. Oh yes, and I would love to credit Manny because I think he has single-handedly made Hasune Miku Project Diva popular in the West with that review of his.
I know, it's crazy, right?
I know. Well, guess what? We're getting another one. Project Diva X is coming to North and South America. Yeah, you Brazilians are going to get your Miku one. And basically the Vita version of the game has launched in Japan last week, and it is selling like crazy. So it is also coming to PS4, and it is coming to the US sometime this fall. No specific release date, but soon you'll be able to get your virtual reality pop star action on.
We're gonna have to get Manny to review that then.
I think Manny might be out of the country by then.
You can just email his voice. I'll just put the video together. I don't care.
Actually, I just realized it's like, damn, he's gonna be in like Korea in like a few months, and so he's there's literally gonna be a 12-hour time difference between us and him when it comes to recording a podcast.
Hey, it'll be nighttime for him.
It's like, hey Manny, it's just like, dude, it's 3 a.m. No time, podcast.
Yeah, that sounds just like us.
Now, final release date mention. The big one has been dropped, folks.
About fucking time.
Final Fantasy 15 has a release date of September 30th. Don't blow your loads yet, folks, because we've also found out that there's going to be a Final Fantasy 15 anime, a Final Fantasy full-length feature CGI film. There's also going to be an Ultimate Collector's Edition that comes packed with a 200 art cover book. A 200-page art cover book, not 200 art
yeah,
cover
I was gonna
books.
say
That would be ridiculous. The steelbook case, the CGI movie, the anime series, the soundtrack, a bunch of in-game items, and a tall figurine of the main character. For those wondering how much it is, it's $250.
It's not worth it. I want it so bad, but it's not worth it.
Sorry, it's sold out already. But there is the deluxe edition.
I know. But no, I think I'm just going digital.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a really nice steel case. I like the design, but
I think I'm just going to stick with the normal ones.
Honestly, I mean, I've been waiting for this game for 10 years.
Well, think about it. When was the last... It's been 6 years since we've had a mainstay Final Fantasy game.
I know.
Not counting 13
the sequels,
Lightning Returns and 13-2, because... Let's face it, those sucked ass.
And I have them too.
Now, here's the thing. Square Enix mentioned during the press conference that this is like, we need to sell a bunch of this to be, and I mean a lot of it to be really successful. It's like, okay, that's a fairly high goal. Well, it turns out that they said that they need to sell 10 million copies in order to make back their money.
Well, that's what you get for delaying a game for 10 years.
They really should learn. They should really like pick up after CD Projekt Red, because those guys made The Witcher 3 on a budget of $60 million.
Jeez.
And that's like marketing and everything.
I know.
That's crazy.
That's amazing.
But speaking of The Witcher 3, basically they need to outsell The Witcher 3 and Metal Gear Solid 5 combined.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Well, I mean, they definitely have my purchase. That's for sure. So, one down. A lot to go.
A lot. A lot to go.
Oh, I don't know if they're gonna make...
I mean, if they can't make their money off of the CGI movie, the anime, and the game, well, they can always make it off their new multi-$1,000 clothing line.
I saw that. It's ridiculous. It's like... It reminded me from that American Dad episode where he has to like, if you watch that show, Stan has to raise money for his wife operation. And it costs $100,000. So he's doing a little garage sale, and like this old lady says, "How much for this like little like doll?" And he's like, "That's $100,000." And she's like, "I may come back." Everything was just $100,000. That was the price. Yeah, it's like they really need to up that price just so they can make a profit on this series.
Yeah.
But what do you think of the voice actor for the movie?
Oh yeah. They announced, what was it? Sean Bean, Lena Headey, and Aaron Paul.
Yeah, so you know Sean Bean's character is gonna die.
Yep. Yep. That's guaranteed right there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like any of his contracts. It's like, hey, let's get Sean Bean. You do realize there's a clause in his contract saying that he has to die, right? Shit.
Yeah.
We need somebody who doesn't want to die. Yeah, well. Now, for Final Fantasy fans, sadly, you will no longer be able to play one of the mainstay Final Fantasy games. And that is Final Fantasy XI is dead.
Oh no.
I don't think really anybody cared. But yeah, Final Fantasy XI, the servers have been shut down. The PlayStation 2 edition was 14 years of age, and the Xbox 360 version was only 10. They die so young. What am I saying? That's like ancient in gaming.
I know, right? It's like it's gone retro.
Yeah, the game came out, to give you an idea how old it was, in 2002.
Jeez, I mean, what a great run
before
for console.
World of Warcraft.
That's a really good run for, a console server game.
Oh yeah.
So,
But it's here's the thing. I tried it. It was all right. Wasn't for me. I jumped to World of Warcraft, and I didn't get off that bandwagon train until about 10 years later. Good time spent. Good time spent. After looking at my character, and it says I spent 31 days of my life. Probably more. Probably more, because that count was like 5 years ago.
jeez, all right.
Here's the thing, folks. World of Warcraft is drugs. And Blizzard is its dealer.
So you must be excited for Overwatch then.
I'm actually very excited for Overwatch, though. That whole story about them having to take out Tracer, it's not even really worth mentioning and making a whole story.
It really isn't.
But they basically took out Tracer's victory pose because her ass looked too sexual.
No, her ass looks too fat. I mean, flat. Yeah,
What?
it looks too flat. So it makes sense to get rid of it.
What I loved is I can't remember. I think it was Battleborn. One of the bunch of like other industry tests like responded by posing their in-game character models and Tracer's pose showing off their characters' asses.
Hilarious. Wait, I mean, did you hear the story of what like people are doing? There's a petition. It's like they're demanding like Overwatch to remove their guns in their game because of violence.
These are also the same people to make Deadpool PG-13 so they can take their kids.
No, but this is as to a response to removing the Tracer's pose. Like this is sort of like a joke. Because of how ridiculous it is, the whole situation.
Yeah.
I mean,
people just bitch about anything
they
now.
will. It's like, who cares? It's just a pose. It's just a pose. It's their game. It's not even out yet. Let them do whatever they want. It's not going to ruin the game.
Whatever happened to, creative integrity?
Exactly.
I don't see people bitching about Doom.
No.
And that's like one of the most violent games I've played in a long time. You want to know how I know? Because the other day I meleeed a guy and I broke his back on my knee and then twisted his neck.
Damn.
That's violent as hell.
Oof. Imagine Mortal Kombat multiplayer. Like, shoot her that way.
You know what I would love to see, but it will never happen? Mortal Kombat cross Street Fighter. But that will never happen.
No, that'll never happen.
But it would be glorious.
I don't know, we may get another...
Actually, I'm now reminded.
DC.
I'm now reminded. What the fuck ever happened to Tekken cross Street Fighter?
Oh yeah, that was a thing, wasn't it?
Yeah, because Street Fighter Cross Tekken came out a long time ago,
Uh-huh.
and Tekken Cross Street Fighter has just been like vanished. It's like it's just gone.
Oh well. Probably for the best.
Well, think about it. The game's been in development for 6 years. How long does it take to make a fucking fighting game?
Well, I don't know. Street Fighter V is still in the works.
Sort of still in the works. I find that sad, honestly.
It really is.
They gave you an idea of that Tekken X Street Fighter is so out of place right now. Street Fighter Cross Tekken came out 4 years ago. Yeah, that's quite a jump there.
Yeah.
Moving on. The Division is getting its first free update.
Ooh.
On April 12th, it'll introduce incursions. For those wondering what incursions are, they're kind of like raids.
Okay.
So, here's what you're getting. The first incursion is called Falcon Lost, and if you want, you do it if you want high level loot and stuff like that. Quote unquote. Falcon Lost has 2 difficulties: hard mode, which is recommended for players whose gear score is equivalent to the level 31, and challenge mode, which is even tougher.
Ooh.
Oh god. Oh. And also, why there aren't any checkpoints in Falcon Lost. If your team goes down, you'll have to restart from the very beginning. Additionally, you can replay Falcon Lost and other upcoming excursions as many times as you want and still be rewarded with new loot. Oh, great. So we're now going back to Destiny with loot levels, with gear levels. Can we please move away from that system? It is the most unrewarding thing in the world, especially with Destiny, and I have to replay a raid like 3 times before I get something that actually helps me.
I have never done a raid in Destiny.
I tried it once with the pickup group. I do not recommend it. I never understood why they never made that for matchmaking.
I don't get it either. It's like I would totally do a raid if it was in matchmaking.
They're just like, well, people won't be as cooperative. It's just like, we all have microphones.
We all want the good shit. We're gonna be cooperative
It's like everybody has a microphone. When you buy consoles these days, they all come with a microphone.
Crappy at best, but they come with one.
So nobody has the excuse. So, god damn it. Now, if you want to hear something that'll make you even more pissed, well, guess what? If you pre-order the Oculus Rift, chances are you still haven't gotten it, even though it officially launched 5 days ago.
Tis.
So the reality is that the people who backed the thing on the Kickstarters will already have their units. And so did the guy who the very first pre-order had his hand delivered by the founder of the company.
Well, that's cool.
But many people who recorded their March shipping dates have not had their Rift shipped. As to why, Lucky Palmer has stated, "Stay tuned for future updates. I will give them as soon as possible."
They probably didn't have enough.
Yeah. They probably just couldn't manufacture a whole bunch by time, but it's kind of we're trying to get VR off the ground, Oculus, and you're not helping.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you're sort of helping, but you're not helping. It's confusing. I don't know. Basically, from what I hear, is that the manufacturing process between the consumer product and the dev kit is a lot more complicated, and that's why it's taking so long.
Well, they should have addressed that sooner.
Maybe you should have addressed that a lot earlier. I really hope PlayStation VR doesn't have the same thing. No, which, by the way, PlayStation VR did go up for pre-order earlier this week, and if you want to pre-order it, I am sad to say you can no longer pre-order it because pre-orders have sold out. I did not know you can sell out of pre-orders of something 6 months in advance.
Oh,
Not even that. 7 months in advance.
well, I'm sure there's only like so much they can make at once at a time, and then I don't know.
I don't know. Well, what I found really annoying is like a lot of places like GameStop. You know how like when you pre-order, they don't charge your card until after the shipping.
Yep.
Instead, no, they were charging you like $400 or $500 straight up.
Really? Wow.
PlayStation wants that money now.
They really do.
Yeah. From what I hear, unlike the PlayStation 4, they're actually going to make money off of every unit. So that's probably why it's priced so high.
Probably.
Yeah. But I think here's an interesting little new story. What is one of your favorite IPs to come out of last generation?
Halo.
I said last generation.
Halo. Halo 3.
Tommy. I'm going to say BioShock, okay? Because that's what the story is about. Because there has been a leak by the ESRB that there is a BioShock collection compilation for PC, PlayStation 4, and Xbox One. Hallelujah! I can finally go through BioShock again when I have to break out the Xbox 360. Because my Xbox 360 is loud as shit because I decided to make a fan mod.
Oh.
Yeah!
Good for you.
In hindsight, don't get a fan mod. Just get the smaller Xbox 360. I have the really old model.
Yeah.
That doesn't even have HDMI.
Oof. Yeah, why are you trying to keep that thing alive?
I don't know, but it hasn't red ringed in over 8 years.
Well, that's good, I guess.
It red ringed 3 times in 1 year, and then yeah, it hasn't done it since. So Microsoft must have like put titanium as fucking solder then. Because as we all know, the reason those whole things red ringed is because of the really shitty solder that they used.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know what solder is, there's Google. But yes, BioShock. I would love to have a BioShock compilation. If it's $40 sold, if it's $60, I may have to consider it later.
Yeah, not worth 60. I'm assuming 60 frames per second thing, right?
It better.
I know, right? Like updated.
I can't see a reason why not.
I know, like it better be.
Yeah. But it's time to move on to game expansions.
Oh.
Because Portal 2 is getting a officially sanctioned fan expansion called Portal Stories Mel.
Interesting.
But here's it gets even better. They're also working on a VR version of Portal.
That's cool.
That'll work with the HTC Vive. Oh, wait a minute. I just realized. Portal Stories Mel already came out.
Oh.
It's a free mod, by the way. PC only. Sorry.
Nah, I assume.
Yeah. But, yeah, Portal Stories VR is coming out in 3 days.
Oh, that's cool.
But it takes place over 10 new tests built specifically for the HTC Vive. There are 2 new Aperture Science inventions, the Instant Teleportation Device, and the Apparatus Retrieval Tool, which I'm guessing are used to, move and grab things, as all puzzle games are. Mm-hmm. And also, here's the thing. The game doesn't run on the Source engine like previous Portal titles.
Okay.
It runs on the Unreal 4 engine.
Interesting.
Yes. But it'll be free at launch, but it does require an HTC Vive to play. Now, if you're wondering what is the HTC Vive, it is the most high-tech advanced virtual reality headset on the market, because not only does it have the one-to-one tracking movement, but basically you need a big empty room to play it because you're having to move in a physical space to emulate moving in a physical space.
Jeez.
and it also has like 2 motion controllers and everything. That game that I sent you guys earlier, Raw Data, where like the guys at Node from Freddie Wong, how they're literally how they're like moving the controllers and like moving them like they're physically holding a shotgun, and the game moves like they're physically holding a shotgun.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what Vive does. Is it allows you to emulate real life motions into a game. And think about doing that with Portal. That sounds great.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how that goes, huh?
Yeah. Now, speaking of expansions, Baldur's Gate is getting an expansion 18 years after the game launched.
That's a bold move. Let's see if it pays off.
Bold move, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off. Alright, so yeah. Baldur's Gate came out in 1998.
Jeez.
To give you an idea, that's when Britney Spears was big.
Gosh, we're old.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes me have to really think back. But yeah. We're getting an all new expansion called Siege of Dragonspear for the enhanced edition of Baldur's Gate. It bridges the gap between the original game and Baldur's Gate 2 Shadows of Am and lasts around 30 hours.
Better be.
And it costs only $20.
It's not bad at all.
So if you want to get your Baldur's Gate action back on, now you actually have a legitimate excuse. Instead of, nostalgia and not wanting to play anything else because you're stuck in the past. Not to hit against people who don't like to play modern games. Actually, I am. I never really understood those people that are just like, the old ways are better, I'm gonna stick in that. Like the people that are like, just like, it's like, if it has 3D graphics in it, it's not worth playing.
You pixelated polygon jerk.
Those aren't even the same thing.
Well, I was thinking the NES, and then it's like the N64 when we try to go polygon like the 3D kind of. Yeah.
All right. End of that news desk. We went on for a while. Oh boy. So, middle segment. What did we agree on? I forgot during this whole thing.
Well, we weren't. Since everyone's giving their thoughts about maybe Superman, why not us?
Oh yeah, that movie was a little forgettable.
Yeah, because you forgot the topic word. And that's our review, folks.
It's just like that's literally just a review. It's like the Overshield, Batman v versus Superman. It's just like what did we think of it? That's the end of the review.
Of course, this will be spoiler because it's been a week now, so we assume
heavy spoilers. Click the annotation in the video that Tommy will put there. Thank you, Tom.
God damn it.
Yes. If you don't want to hear spoilers, so 3, 2, 1. God fucking damn it! Why did they kill Superman? That felt way too early.
It was fucking early. I mean, honestly, to me, that should have been the end of Justice League Part 1.
No, exactly. That
would have been perfect.
I think that would have been great. But I see Zack Snyder's point of it's like, oh, now it falls to Batman to assemble the Avengers. Why did I say the Avengers? The Justice League.
Well, it's very clear that Zack Snyder likes Batman more than Superman.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And so does Warner Brothers.
Because I will straight up say this is the best Batman we've ever had.
It's up there. I mean, I still like Christian Bale's.
Where is he?
But they're two completely different Batmans, and it works.
No, he's much more brutal than Christian Bale's Batman. The scene where he punched the guy and he flipped over and his head planted in the wooden floor. I love that.
He just straight up murder.
Straight up murders people. It's
Yeah.
just like, oh, you guys are gonna be shooting at me with your machine gun trucks. I'm gonna mow you down with the bat guns.
How about that overkill with that car he attached with his car?
Oh yeah.
That is such.
Oh yeah.
It's,
No, he was literally just towing it around, just going bang, bang,
It's like-
bang, and I'm like, yeah, those two guys are long dead.
I know. It's like they crashed. It's like, oh, they could survive that, and then nope.
Pat.
Jeez.
You know what would be great is like someone just edited in just like little screams you could hear, just ah, just like they're being towed around. It's just like no, oh god, oh god.
Damn, I was 3 days away from retirement.
And that's something that this movie was missing. It was missing humor.
There was a few humor things.
Yeah, like it's just like, is she with you? I thought she was with you.
I didn't think that.
That was the most humorous line in the whole movie.
To me, it was Martha's line. It's like, I'm afraid of your sons. It's like, oh yeah, I got it from the Cape. I like that one. I thought that was good.
That and the one line from Alfred where it's just like, oh, for future generations of the Waynes, if there will be any.
You know what? It took me. It just took me recently that he's the voice of Scar from Lion King. I did not know that.
Oh,
I
Jeremy
did not know
Irons.
that.
Yeah, you didn't know
I
that.
didn't know that. Honestly, I didn't know. Honestly, I didn't know who he was. Everyone keeps like talking high praise for him. I was like, what has he done? And then I looked him up. And, like,
Yeah,
holy shit, he did all those things.
yeah, it makes you realize it's like, wow, I actually need to pay attention.
I know.
To
He's gonna be in the new Assassin's Creed movie.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I love how Ubisoft's already greenlit the sequel to that. But moving on.
Oh, I know. Okay, so we're focused on Batman. v
So, yeah, let's focus on Batman v Superman. From a visual standpoint, this movie is fucking amazing.
But that's expected for Zack Snyder. You know.
You know, Zack Snyder, he always makes his movies look perfect.
Mm.
Like, Guillermo del Toro, eat your heart out.
Oh, I know.
But, just, they need a new writer. They really do. Also, they need a new casting director. Because whoever thought it was a great idea to cast fucking Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor clearly had no idea what Lex Luthor was all about.
I think Zack Snyder played a part in that. Honestly. Ah, I am so disappointed in Lex Luthor. I mean, it's like, oh, but I know the fans are like, but this is Lex Luthor Jr. It's like, I don't care.
It's Luthor.
Yes.
Well, and it's to me, he feels like almost the whole reason why Doomsday was brought in, because Jesse Eisenberg would make a shitty villain.
It's Doomsday should not have been brought in. Like they could have. I mean, he's not. I get it. Jesse Eisenberg isn't that threatening of a villain that he doesn't have his own power suit to fight.
He's not intimidating. And let's face it. Jesse Eisenberg in the iconic power suit of Lex Luthor,
It wouldn't work.
It would look fucking silly.
It would. Honestly, they probably would have made it like a giant mech instead.
In which Superman would just would blow over and he just.
Unless it's surrounded by kryptonite, then it can't do anything.
Yeah.
But
Actually, you know what I think about it? That's like two superpower. I can think of two Superman powers that have yet to have been shown in two Superman movies. That is his X-ray vision and his super breath.
oh yeah.
They never now for us, for all we know, it's like he only has super strength, super invulnerability, the heat vision, and the power of flight, and that's it. For if you never knew Superman beforehand, you think that was the limit to his power.
Nope. You can do much more. You can turn back time.
And if anything, I kind of wish that they would have done that. Like, you know how like when they found out that one's Clark and one's Bruce and stuff like that, and like that Superman's Clark Kent and Batman's Bruce Wayne. I always loved how they did it in like the cartoon, where like where he like looked at Batman, he's like Bruce, and he's like, you peaked. I love that. That'd have been a great line. That'd have been a great nostalgic line. And instead,
we got the awkward, do you bleed? I'm sorry, when that scene came, my girlfriend laughed. She didn't, like, she said, who the fuck talks like that?
Do you bleed?
It's like after,
You will.
after Superman saying, "Hey, consider this mercy," and then just like Batman responds like, "Tell me, do you bleed?" She's just like, "That doesn't like. Why is that line even said?" It's like because it's famous. That's why he said it.
Because it's a marketing line.
It's a
that's
marketing
what
line and it's famous. But yeah, that line didn't fit well. It's like honestly, it's like we have this director's cut also to look forward to. Hopefully they can fix it because usually Zack Snyder's director's cuts are much better.
Yeah, I mean, the movie. That was the thing with this movie. It felt long, really long.
It did, and I don't know about a half hour would hopefully fix it.
But and it didn't feel long in the way that, like, man, the pacing sucks. No, it was super fast paced. It was like just being on a 2.5 hour long roller coaster that's just going straight down.
Yeah, it was like it went by fast, but there was so much going on. A lot of it was set up, and that's what sucked. Like, I get that they're building this universe, but I just don't know. I mean,
Can I just say how ridiculous the introduction of the other Justice League members were? It's like okay, Superman has confronted Lex Luthor and he's about to go fight Batman, and we're going to get this epic showdown. And let's show 4 minutes of Wonder Woman poking through this video files of the other superheroes. Each have their own little viral videos, and each have their own logos, their own respective superhero logos that are designed by LexCorp. What?
I mean, they're really cool logo designs, so someone got paid well to Photoshop that. But
that and the I think the most confusing one for me was with Cyborg.
Well, because of the mother box.
Yeah, that was. I love how that's not explained.
Yeah, not explained
at all.
I know. It's just if you're fans of the comics, you jump out of your seat like, oh my god. But I mean, that's it for like.
And here's the thing. That's why I like the Marvel movies so well. Is because they do explain it well enough to those who have never ever read a comic to get to follow along with the movie very well. But yeah, throwing the little little bits and Easter eggs to get comic fans going. This felt like if I had never ever read any of the comics, I would have been super confused. If like the whole scene with Jesse Eisenberg, he's like, he's coming. It's just like, who?
Yeah.
Who the fuck is coming? It's like if I never read the comics, I didn't know that it was Darkseid. Like everybody.
No one would get that they didn't know the comics. Like, there was no indication that Lex Luthor talked to her higher being, except for that deleted scene, which Warner Brothers has put out now, which...
Yeah, I always thought that was kind of weird that they cut that and then have Jesse Eisenberg just like, he's coming! So it's like, how do you know this?
Exactly. It's like, I was thinking, when the AI was telling him the story, but it's like, those are just stories. I don't think I wouldn't accept that as an official answer, because it wouldn't make sense. But then again, a lot of this movie's logic doesn't make sense.
Now, let's move on to some of the other actors. What did you think as Gal Gadot's as Wonder Woman?
I really like what they have shown. It is a good tease, and that is it. It's just a tease.
It's a tease. I honestly think she would have already benefited much more as a character, and we would have been much more invested in Wonder Woman if they had already shown her movie, instead of it coming out a whole year later.
Honestly, for like... I mean, even though I know she's new to acting, so I mean, I know she's been like a model.
She's been in the Fast and Furious movies, and that's really about it.
Yeah, but all she did there was just look hot, really.
Yeah, she was there to be the Asian guy's girlfriend.
Yeah, boyfriend. I mean, so for her to, this will be her first like movie as the main role. So I'm very curious of how that's gonna go. I know her acting's okay. She just said a few lines, simple lines, but I'm very curious. I mean, from the action scenes, it looks like they got Wonder Woman right, and that's awesome. But I'm very curious can she hold a movie on her own? That's what I'm very curious, and I'm concerned about that. But I'm looking forward to it at the same time. And then, oh man, I'm sorry. Did you hear about Suicide Squad?
Yeah, how they're doing reshoots to make it funnier.
Oh, I'm concerned for Suicide Squad.
DC, just stop.
Just give the rights back to Marvel.
what?
You're not hearing that joke on the internet?
Yeah, just just sell it. Just sell it all to Disney. Disney controls comic books. Because they seem to be doing a much better fucking job at it than you.
Okay, well, what do you think of Wonder Woman?
I really actually liked her. I really did like Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, what little we saw of her. And I love how like a lot of people were like, it's just like, oh, her proportions aren't right. So it's like, oh, that's fucking sexist. And I know some people were just like, well, she's not Amazonian enough. Wonder Woman's like 7 feet tall, and I'm like, yeah, well, good fucking luck finding an actress who's 7 feet tall.
Well, if they can make Tom Hanks look 6 feet, then you can definitely make Gal Gadot look 7 feet.
Maybe.
It's possible. Magic.
Do you have a problem with Henry Cavill as Superman?
No, I think he's great. It's just he just there's not much story progression, character development with Superman. It's just
and you know what they really had the opportunity.
They really
it was
did.
Really starting to go to that direction. We were really starting to finally get a proper sequel to Man of Steel 2,
and then
things
they blew up literally.
Yeah, the things literally blew up, and then Superman goes off and mopes, and it's just like, really?
I really hope that the director's cut really touched more on that, because honestly, we needed a sequel before this.
I mean, that whole scene where, like, the senator's looking and it says Grandma's peach tea, and I'm like, that's great. And then the bomb went off, and I'm like, fuck me. Really? They went that route?
I knew something was up with that wheelchair. I knew...
It also meant that they killed off Lex Luthor's assistant, Mercy.
Honestly, like... wasted potential. I think she was great from when they showed her. I was excited to see what she'll, what she could do.
Because like Mercy in the comics is kind of like almost like his assistant, his chauffeur, and also an assassin.
Yeah, but nope. Because she's the same girl from the Wolverine.
Yeah,
I really liked her too. But no,
okay.
Wasted potential. And then of course Jimmy Olsen was the CIA guy.
Yeah.
Again, another wasted character.
Mm.
Okay, so my thoughts on my question for you. The Martha.
If you had to give this movie a score, what would it be?
It's a 6 out of 10.
It would be a 6 out of 10 for me as well. Because like what the movie did right, it did really well. Mm-hmm. But then it kept tripping over itself. For every step forward, it took a step back.
Honestly, I think this is a film that once the other films come out, it might feel better. It might be better, similar to Iron Man 2.
Because everything might connect a little bit better.
Yeah. I feel like it might get better when the other films come out, but I'm hoping that would be the case. Because, I mean, it's a mess. Like, honestly, I like what they did with the Flash cameo. The whole Flashpoint kind of thing.
Okay, so here's the thing. That confused the fuck out of me until I had to really think about it.
Oh, I got that right away.
I didn't, because I completely forgot about the time travel suit that Flash has.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about that because the modern iterations of Flash lately, he's just been able to run through the Speed Force.
Yeah.
And to go back into time. He didn't need the Flash. He didn't need the time traveling suit. Mm-hmm. I mean, but I blame Flashpoint Paradox for that.
Yeah. But I mean, to me, if they did the other superheroes cameos similar to that would have been great. But instead, we got that surveillance crap.
But here's the thing. I love the Flash. Mm-hmm. But if I didn't get that reference right away, how many other people didn't? I'm guaranteeing you 99% of the audience saw that scene and was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, a lot of people were confused. Did
you have to explain to your girlfriend?
Oh, well, she knew nothing about DC, pretty much. She only knew Batman and then a little bit of Superman, but that's it. Everyone else, she really doesn't know. So there was a lot of explaining I had to tell her afterwards. She's like, still, it's like she didn't get, like, why would that even be in the movie? Like, no one's getting it.
Yeah.
I mean, this movie was definitely made for comic book fans. That's the thing.
It was, but what's there is still kind of obscure for even comic book fans.
I know. Okay.
But whatever. Let's move on. That's our rating is 6 out of 10.
I wanted your thoughts on Martha. The whole resolution, like.
I don't even want to talk about that because that was so fucking stupid.
Uh,
Arthur. Who's that? It's his mother's name. Oh.
did we just become
We're
best friends? Seen that meme.
Yeah.
I know. Well, to me, I thought that was a little clever. A little clever. But that shouldn't. I mean, I get there's more.
It came
mission.
across as really stupid, though.
It did, but it was a little clever. It's like, oh, you know what? That's right. They're both named Martha. I forgot about that. Oh, now they're friends because of it. That I didn't really. They should have. I mean, I know there's a deeper meaning with that. There's more meaning to it, but it's like it didn't translate well. But yeah.
Didn't translate well at all.
Doomsday looks like the orc from Lord of the Rings.
Alright.
Okay, whatever. Let's move on.
Moving on. Alright. Let's talk about... It's not really people doing stupid shit, but it is... Basically, April Fool's happened. And a lot of shit went around the gaming industry, movie industry, whatever. And... some of it was funny, and some of it just played with our hearts. What was the one that when you saw it and it turned out to be April Fool's, fucking pissed you off? That you just went, fuck!
For this year?
Yes.
Honest, I guess. Because I woke up right before I started work. I briefly forgot it was April Fool's Day, and I saw that IGN has posted a video on a Darth Maul Netflix series.
It's the same here, yeah. How can you do that to us, IGN?
Damn it, they did it with Zelda. Remember that Zelda trailer?
Yeah, but the Zelda one was like, it's like you could see that, and it's like, okay, that's fake. But you're looking at the Star Wars one, so
It
it's like,
still
okay,
looks
maybe that's
fake.
it looks a little fake, but it's a little bit more believable.
I guess.
I don't know, like, some of the scenes looked pretty bad, and then some of it looked pretty good. And then...
No, it was the thumbnail that got me excited, but as soon as I watched the video, it's like, oh yeah, it's April Fool's. Yes.
It was one of those things where it's just like, oh. Fuck off, IGN. But let's talk about the one that like you saw it and it's like, okay, that's pretty good.
Honestly, when I log into Happy Wars, they do like to collect the daily reward. They announced that their game is going to be become a dating sim, and it's so funny. Like they have their characters like change into these anime-looking characters. And I wish I took a screenshot of that. It was hilarious. I had a really good laugh because I came back from work just to collect the reward. I saw that and it was just like, oh, that's hilarious. And I guess Worms did something. T17 also announced that they were going to do a Worms dating revolution for the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. They have a little picture too. It looks funny. It's like, but to me, it's like I would totally play that, a dating sim game from the Worms, and their cute little voices. I'm so down for that.
Nah. For me, I think my favorite one was when Blizzard came out with it was two of them. They announced a fourth StarCraft race, and it was birds.
Okay.
Just literally birds as the fourth Warcraft race. Sorry, no StarCraft race.
Oh, okay.
And then what I thought was even better is that there's this like, it's like, now we have a new MMO, Hearthstone, the MMO. Play as your favorite Hearthstone characters in a Hearthstone world. And then literally at the end of it, the Hearthstone sign just fell off, and it's like, play World of Warcraft.
That's funny. That's a good one.
Well, you know what? Another one that actually tugged my heartstrings. I know a lot of people don't care, but I play a lot of soccer, and I love Adidas shoes. I like Adidas stuff, and I was so sad to see that they canceled one of their shoes last year, their shoe line for 20 years, called the Predator.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like David Beckham's shoe and like all that stuff. And I like the shoe, and then I don't know where they're like, nope, we're scrapping everything that we ever made, and we're gonna start over. And needless to say, it's been pretty underwhelming if you follow soccer at all. And they tease the return. It's just like, oh, look who's back. And it's like the Predator logo and everything. And it's just like, and it's like, it looked official. And then they opened the box, the shoe box, and then inside It was just a bunch of fluff, and it said April Fools, and everybody was just like, "Fuck you,
Oh, that's
fuck you," because like everybody's basically been telling them, it's just like, "Bring it back, please bring it back." It's just like, because we don't want to buy your other shit, we really don't, and it's just like, "Hey guys, it's coming back." Oh, nope, fuck you guys.
another one. It's an April Fool's joke, but it's also a legit news. Is the Deadpool Blu-ray and DVD release date? It's coming out on May 10th, but they show a picture of Ryan Deadpool holding up the copies of the movie, but the VHS and Laserdisc.
You know what? Another good one I saw was Namco Bandai released a trailer for Dark Souls 3
Oh,
in the style of like a 80s grindhouse movie.
that's good. That's cool.
And it says like Dark Souls 3 coming to VHS. So, I don't know. Some of these are pretty good. I think my favorite one was the Cat game that Sega put out.
I like the Disney Infinity, like they announced us. What was it? The Smell FX collection. That's what it was. Like your figures has like a scent. So an example was for the Zootopia characters. The bunny girl, whatever her name is, she will smell like carrots. Judy Hopps, that's her name. Yeah, that's right. Olaf will smell like an SPF 100 sunscreen. Samus will smell like tears. Blue smells like bananas. So yeah, I thought it was pretty funny.
Alright. Alright, I guess that's the end of it, because April Fool's was funny, but it did toy with our hearts a little bit. Fuck off, IGN. Now,
what about the Chocogo?
the
Did you
what?
hear about that? Like there's a ride-sharing app where you can ride a Chocogo.
You know what? I would love it if like Uber put out a thing. It was just like, it's like, instead of getting an Uber, call a Chocobo.
Yeah, there's a trailer and like they show them like, oh yeah, we're breeding these Chocogos so people can ride them to the destination.
Chocogos?
Well, yeah, that's the app. That's what they're marketing.
Chocogos.
Chocogo,
Okay. Okay.
Download this app called Chocogo and you can ride the Chocobos. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright. You know what? I think it's time we wrap this up and move on to shoutouts. Alright. Because we're starting to hit our time limit.
I see. That is true.
Alright. Tommy, what's yours?
I guess my shout out goes to. Oh wow. You know, I'll go to Google with their their April Fool's joke didn't go so well. Do you hear about that?
Google's April Fool's joke?
Mhm.
Oh, the Google Plastic VR. That was hilarious.
No, I'm talking about their mic drop thing.
What?
Oh, yeah, they had like this mic drop. I guess for their emo and all that, but it's like it's been kicking out like a lot of business people out, and because literally it's a gift of like the minion dropping the mic that you would send, but like I guess you'll leave, like, but this would. It would send like an email, and but a lot of that email was being sent to like a lot of businesses, official businesses, they're trying to like, actually, do their jobs regardless of the holiday. So a lot of that jokes kind of like just spread and also kick people out of like email conversations because it's a mic drop sort of thing. So yeah, so it was just like it was placed in a wrong spot. And it just didn't work well.
Good idea, bad execution.
Yeah, the idea was cool, but yeah, definitely bad execution. But yeah, that plastic,
like Batman v Superman.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, so shout out goes to them. I mean, I know Google will be fine. They're a big company. They'll bounce back, obviously, from that. But
oh, God forbid this makes them go bankrupt.
I know, right? Damn it, minions.
My shout out goes to Team Campo Santo for Firewatch, because I played that last weekend and that was great. That was a really, really great game. For those who don't like, whole like walking story simulator things, it's definitely not right up your alley. But I really enjoyed it for what it was. It's a very grounded story. You don't get that a whole lot anymore. it seems you don't get very real stories anymore. Everything has to be very far-fetched or government conspiracy or North Korea invading America, home front. It's just, I don't know. But I really enjoyed it. The game was very beautiful. The art style just popped and shined. I loved it. And yeah, if you have $20 to spare and you like those kinds of games, go pick up Firewatch on PS4 and PC.
Cute. Well, I can't play.
I was not paid to say that, for those wondering. And anyways, that is the end of Overshield. What am I saying?
No, not the end of Overshield.
Yeah, we're gone, folks. Sorry, we're never gonna make it to episode 100. That's the end of Pixels and Bits, episode 94. My name is Corey.
And I'm Tommy.
And we'll see you all next week, folks. Bye-bye.
Laters.